Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason from Toadstool Gardens, and today it is time for tomato pruning. Now in this video I'm not going to be doing any topping. That's just basically I just top my tomatoes whenever they get high enough and they still have blossoms on the bottom. So I mean, you can let them grow, you know, however you need to let them grow. But on the non-dwarf varieties, I like to trim mine so they're at least 4 to 6 inches off the growing medium or the straw or whatever you're using. See, I've already done a couple of these. Now this one up here, this is a purple heartthrob. This is a semi-dwarf. So you can see I didn't go quite as far on that one. And I'm going to show you right here on this next one. You can see it's got blossom set all over. So what I want to do, after I make sure the leaves that I want are in the right spot and around the cage. So you can see a lot of these lower leaves right here, even this one's touching. So that's the #1 way that you're gonna get a bacterial infection. So you wanna just pop those right out. See, there's some more in here that are angling way down, almost touching the soil. Pop those off. There's some more right here. It's always a good idea to use a nice mulch on top too, because that will prevent the water from at very least the rain. I mean, you can control it when you water. You always want to water by the base of the plant, but when it rains, you know, if you have just straight dirt, that rain's going to hit that dirt, it's going to splash the leaves, and you're very likely to get blight after that point. Snap a couple of these guys off down here along with some weeds. Now this is definitely going to improve airflow also, especially on these thicker varieties like these dwarfs. All right, that is looking way better. Plenty of room for airflow. Now this is a dwarf, so you don't want to go too far up, because I mean, this thing's only going to get about 3-4 feet at the most. So over here, I've got some taller varieties. Let's see, these are orange accordions. These are some big, huge heirlooms. So on these, you're going to want to go just slightly higher. You just want to grab it, snap down, go the opposite way the leaf is growing, and it should snap right off. Now on these indeterminate varieties, indeterminate, you know, they'll just keep growing and growing. The plant will keep growing until frost. So I like to trim these up. You know, once they get real tall, I like to take probably close to up to 2 feet off them, but they're only they're pushing 4 feet right now, so we're just gonna probably take the first 6 to 8 inches off. Now when it comes to suckers on my cherry tomatoes, I don't prune any suckers on my cherry tomatoes. I just let those grow, because those suckers will also produce cherry tomatoes, and cherry tomatoes grow much quicker than larger tomatoes. On the bigger varieties like these guys, I will prune suckers just so more energy will go down into the tomatoes that are already forming, versus growing more suckers and trying to set blossom on extra branches. especially places like here in Minnesota where we have a much shorter growing season than most of the rest of the country. I mean, it's not too bad. There, that's looking a lot better already. Yeah, you can see this one. This one's already got a little something right there. You know, that might be a little bit of water with the sun damage, but some potato bug damage too. Those potato bugs have been terrible this year. But this should help a little bit with the increased airflow and the smaller hiding places. Now I like to do this with my hands, but you know, if you want to use a pruner, you can do that too. Just make sure you don't prune it where the water can stand right on the cut. You want to prune it at a 45-degree angle. Alright, that is looking a lot better. Alright. Come around and I'll do this one right here. You see a lot of these are laying on the ground. I've been neglecting them a little bit here, but that's one reason I got the straw down there. Give me a little extra time. Yeah, like a lot of these bigger ones, you know, you're probably going to want to use a pruner just because, I mean, they're a little tough to do. You're not used to pruning all the time. All these guys got planted pretty late this year. I was really busy in the greenhouse this year. And all my plants out here are a good month late. I mean, it's almost mid-July here. There's another big guy right there. Another example of maybe you want to use a pruner. I'll have to come back and clean that one up a little bit. You know, if you break a branch, it's not a big deal. You got quite a few up like this. Just go ahead and prune it off and there'll be that much more energy for the rest of the plant. And we're gonna have to go ahead and take that guy off too. Now you can see this is nice pruned up, you know, close to a foot right there versus, you know, what it was a minute ago. That's a big guy. Now, in some parts of the country, they actually call this method elevating. It more refers to, you know, perennial trees and shrubs, but I've definitely heard people say that when it comes to garden plants. Man, some of these are really drooped down. There, that's really opening it up right now. Alright, with the exception of a little bit of weeding, that is looking a lot better. The birds think so too. Alright, well, there you have it. How to prune your tomato plants from the bottom to get maximum airflow and to hold back bacterial infections. Don't forget to mulch them. So, until next time, give me a like on this video if it helped you out. Subscribe to my channel, that would help a lot. And I will see you next time.